Hi there. In this lecture, we are going to talk about what is mindfulness and how can we use that. The word mindfulness comes from the Sanskrit word sati, but what the word we use as mindfulness in this culture is more construct mindfulness. So what is it? Is it an art or is it a science? Is it an art like burning incense? Or is it a science? Because now we can do the brain imaging. So what do you think? The most popular definition of mindfulness is coined by Café, who is the pioneering researcher in the field. So in his definition, it is, I have to read this, paying attention to a particular way on purpose in a present moment, non-judgmentally. So it is not fixing you. It is not stopping your thoughts, because mind wanders, that's what minds do. And it is not a part of religion. And also, it is not a fantasy. It's not escaping from reality. I would like to introduce this eightfold path to eliminate suffering. So that's coming from the Buddhist philosophy. So one of the important aspects here is a sati, right mindfulness. So the suffering, I guess that's how the Buddhists see the life. Life is suffering. And the Sanskrit word for that is dukkha. And another also translation of dukkha is dis-ease, the disease that we have talked about in the last time. So what this Buddhist tradition will tell us that how we can train our behaviors, and maybe we could probably change our brain and change our lifestyle. And all of this we can cultivate through everyday practice. So mindfulness is also state and trait. It is state, mindfulness, that's what you experience during the time of meditation, and it's a trait because you can take this and you can generalize into your daily lives. One of the scientific breakthrough comes in the study of monk. So that's the research that was pioneered by Richard Davidson. So what they did is, they do this EEG for the monk who probably spent 10,000 hours in their meditation practice. So now we can observe both state and trait mindfulness through the EEG, and that's how they demonstrate how the long-time meditators' brain are different. So more recent research has been done through the more sophisticated method of brain imaging. So here we could see how amygdala, gray matter density, kind of very closely related to the stress level, as you see in this graph here. Also, default mode network activity, that's also what we can observe. So what they do is really compare this long-time meditator's brain with the people who have not done so, and shows the remarkable result that's showing the difference in this brain imaging system. Then, one question came to me, then, can we heal the wounded brain? So like, for instance, in case of traumatic brain injury, is there any possible to recover from that traumatic brain injury? And some of the recent research on neuroplasticity shed a light in our thinking process that might be a pathway that is now possible. Maybe we can change our brain. And because it in relation through an interaction with our environment. So our brain keeps forming this new neural connection throughout life. So our development does not end at age 5. And even we see this neuroplasticity in the aging brain. So this again shed a light in our thinking process, how we think about how we can learn and really promote the life learning process, and even make it possible to heal from the traumatic brain injury. Then, how can we cultivate our awareness? So, one way you can do that is move away from this autopilot thinking and really bring awareness into daily life. So, like tying our shoe, we don't think about it, but just to be aware about each activity that is involved in tying our shoe. So then can we bring mindfulness into our everyday life? So now, there's things called mindful eating, eating very slowly and consciously, mindful listening, mindful talking, mindful leadership, mindful walking. How about mindful emailing, that you probably think and rethink and take probably 3 seconds before you hit this send button? How about mindful sleeping? Is it possible for us to do mindful shopping? So we can train our attention through meditation. So meditation is a mind-body practice that produces a relaxation response, and also recent study shows a lot of health benefit for doing this practice in the regular basis. So there are a lot of different tradition and different technique of doing the meditation, but I guess one thing that is common is that you probably need a quiet place with a very minimal distraction, and then probably sit with a very comfortable posture. And then bring your attention to word or breathing or even mantra. And the most important aspect here is also, maintain and cultivate open-minded and non-judgmental attitude. That sounds so much like a social work language, right? So now our mind wanders, and that's the minds do all the time. But what you are trying to do is let this distraction come and go and bring your attention back again. So here I also listed the different types of the meditation practice that you probably could tried, and I would like to also hear some of your personal experience, and we have a discussion forum for you to talk about that. So if you have practiced some of this method, let us know, and we can keep discuss about those experiences. So as I said, I think, there are so much commonality between this mindfulness, meditation, and social work principle, particularly, really maintaining those non-judgmental attitude, and also, being having a beginner's mind, being open-minded, and really trying to be ready to learn and bring your curiosity and be patient, be loving and kind. So that's the kind of, I think it would be a good method for us to think about, to practice what we preach. So next question that I would like to raise it with you is that, can we bring mindfulness at the workplace? So Search Inside of Yourself is a program developed in Google. So quite a great, perfect title for the engineers to search inside of ourselves, right? But, has gained a lot of popularity, and they have a lot of great materials that I will also link their website into the Canvas. And another, question, can we afford a judge? They have to be very non-judgmental. So can we teach the judge to be non-judgmental, to be fair? Also, can we train the soldiers to meditate and to be mindful? How about, can we calm down a child with ADHD and teach them mindfulness? So here's the tree of the contemplative practice, which I call it as a spiritual technology. So again, throughout the semester, I want you to practice some of this mindfulness technique. There are so many different variations, so you can just choose one of them and then, try to practice that consistently throughout the semester. And there are some points in the semester in the discussion forum, you will get a chance to, share your experience with each other. So our practice grows stronger. So this is like an exercise, right? So you have to do it every day on the regular basis, and that's how I build our mental muscle. I would like to finish up this segment of the lecture by sharing this quotation by Matthew Ricard. Matthew Ricard is a French-born scientist, and he became Tibetan monk. So he was one of the first participants of the monk brain imaging study, and based on the result, he turned out to be the happiest man on earth. So he's the perfect person to write about this guidebook about how to be happy. So in this book, he talks about a happiness as a deep sense of flourishing, and that's the optimum state of being. And we have talked about different contemporary practice to reach to be that optimum state of being. And so please choose one of the method that works for you and make good use out of that. So until next time, namaste.